Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am happy that you are here and back to hear a little bit more about what my favorite Italian city is. I do want to make a disclaimer, and I want to tell you that I have allergies today, so if you see me a little teary-eyed or my nose is red, it's because of that. But otherwise, I'm very excited to get into it. I do realize that in my last video I I edited out the part where I told you guys about my itinerary. So I'm going to get into that before revealing what are my favorite cities. I'm going to do like a top 3, but I definitely have one that stands out. The first trip was April 28th to May 14th. So obviously in the spring, and this was in 2019. To sum it up, I ended up going to Rome, Florence, Pisa, San Gimignano, Siena, and then Cinque Terre. And I saw 4 out of 5 towns of Cinque Terre. Then I went to Ferrara. I went briefly to Bologna. Then I went to Venice. And then once I was back in Rome, I did a day trip to Naples and saw Pompeii. And I saw Positano. The whole Amalfi Coast, I saw it. So basically, I went to about 13 cities. Alright, so my second trip, we were going to fly from July 10th to July 26th. Peak travel time, summer. So the fact that I spent only like less than $500 on a non-stop ticket with Delta, I was sold. I needed to do it. Obviously, we're not starting from Rome this time, so I have to find a whole different way of navigating Italy, now starting from the north and not the south. So we would arrive to Milan, stay with some friends in a city that is only an hour away from Milan at most, and that city is called Vigevano. And it was almost like the similar situation I had in Rome where we stayed with a family. So we kind of based everything out of that. We did stay a night in Milan. We stayed a night in Vigevano. We stayed 2 nights in Monterosso al Mare, which is in Cinque Terre. But on the way there, we stopped in Genova, which is known for their pesto. So I definitely wanted to visit. And I loved it. I wish I had more time there. Then I went to Siena, and from Siena, we got to go to Florence, and we got to go to Montalcino as day trips. So we stayed the night in Siena and visited Montalcino and Florence. And then from there, we returned to Vigevano. It was a long trip. By the end of it, I was even surprised I woke up in the morning because the next morning we had to hop on a train and go to Sanremo, which ended up being such a long trip when it was only supposed to be 3 hours. But I love Sanremo. Sanremo is so pretty. It's on the Italian Riviera. It's really close to France, so it has a lot of French architecture. I loved it. I still think about it to this day. And we ended up going to Como, Lago di Como. And if anyone is familiar with Star Wars, that's where Padme and Anakin got married. So I don't know who's watching this video because it's at this point that someone's going to mention it to me. See? Smart. Anyways, we went to Lago di Como. We didn't stay a night, but it was spectacular. Lovely views. Oh, so beautiful. And then, yeah, we made the rest of our trip based out of Vigevano. And I can't wait till I actually talk about it because there's so much nice stuff about that city that no one really talks about. And I can give you a bit of insight on that. So to sum it up, we went to Milan, Vigevano, Genova, Cinque Terre, specifically Monterosso al Mare. Went to Siena, Florence, Montalcino, Sanremo, Lago di Como, and finished off between Vigevano and Milan. So now begs the question, out of all those cities that I visited, which one was my favorite one? Which are my top three? Well, I truly got to experience a lot more cities on my second trip, like Vigevano, and I went back to Cinque Terre, and I went back to Florence, and I went back to Siena. So after going back, I definitely have like a clear answer. And for now, I would say that my favorite city is definitely Cinque Terre. I grew really fond from the moment we got there to the moment we left. It was just beautiful. You're constantly by the ocean. You're surrounded by a wonderful community, like Monterosso al Mare specifically. It's crazy to see how much locals are there and that it's filled with youth as well. So I just love seeing that. It didn't feel overwhelming being there, which I also can appreciate. And you just have to be there to feel how great it is. I think the only con is just an Italian thing, which is that they close their kitchen pretty early. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Their beaches are clear. It's pebble beaches, but I don't mind. It's just so nice. And my top three, whew, I would say Florence, Vigevano, and this is tough picking the last one. Lago de Como was really nice. And then honorable mentions are basically the ones that I would love to go back because I just did not have enough time in them. Genova, definitely. Sanremo, beautiful. Rome, again, I would love to go. And San Gimignano. Those are all cities that I can think about. Top spots for sure. Stay tuned. Once I start being more city focused, I will go over all the facts you need to know. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in. We're already on day 4 of Project 30. And so far, this isn't too bad. I just now gotta edit, and sometimes I'm very tired, but it's okay. It's okay because for the few of you that actually watch, it's for you guys. So see you guys in my next one. Bye.